Hello, Leo. Happy Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Monday. We are about to get into some messages for you from Spirit for this weekend, the 22nd to the 24th. Um, this message is going to be for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. So after you finish watching this video, you can go watch your other signs. But yes, we're about to get right into it. Spirit, what is one card that represents a message for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus this weekend, the 22nd to the 24th? One card for Leo this weekend. One card. Thanks. So, vulnerability is strength. This is one of my favorite cards. This imagery on this card is like one of my faves to kind of explain, because every time I go over it, it's kind of like a different feel. But with this, vulnerability is strength. Spirit is saying, you see how there's an opening here, on first glance, you would think that this opening is leaving you vulnerable. You would think that this opening is leaving you susceptible to, collapsing, to, not holding anything in, this, that, and a third. But if you look at things from a different perspective, you would see that this opening allows for like space for what doesn't serve you to leave, so if something came in here trying to hurt you, anything like that, you have an opposite side for it to go out of. You have a way for it to exit, essentially. So it's like, don't think that because you are open, you are weak, because in actuality, because you are open, you are stronger, because it allows for the things that do not serve you, it allows for them to leave. It allows room for them to leave. If you were closed completely, as soon as something enters, they would either have to create another hole, or it would have to enter out the same way that it exit. It would have to exit the same way that it entered, and that might not be the most conducive way for it to leave. So, with that, Spirit is saying, like, don't get so caught up in being vulnerable and how vulnerability is weak, because in actuality, vulnerability is strength. It allows you room for more. It allows you room for realizing what's for you and what's not for you. It allows you room for getting rid of the things that are not for you, because more specifically, if you're getting vulnerable with a person, you're telling the person how you feel, your dreams, your fears, this, that, and the third, and they disrespect those things, then now you know that this person does not care about you, because you told them how you felt about a situation and they did the opposite, or they did something that you knew, or that they knew would hurt you. And so alternatively, if you are not disclosing things to people, how would you really know how they feel about you if you've never kind of given them a true opportunity to, because you're afraid of being vulnerable with them? Again, there's strength in that vulnerability. Getting into the next card, get your ass out in nature. Spirit is saying, like, look at all of the vulnerability around you, and look at how strongly it works together. For example, our water, even though we're not like directly drinking from oceans and seas and lakes and rivers and things like that, our water is exposed at some point in time. Like, that water was exposed. And so that is like an example of how, nature is vulnerable, but that vulnerability opens up strength for us, because our water is vulnerable. There is not a shortage of it. You might need to clean it a little bit, you might need to boil it, you might need to take it through a process to make it better for you, but it's not a shortage of it. It's not limited, it's not hidden, it's not a secret. So Spirit is saying, like, get out in nature so that you can see just how much vulnerability and strength are surrounding you on a day-to-day basis. You create your own reality, so only you can determine whether something is good or bad, not the thing itself, but your perception of it. And getting more specific with that, if I give you $1, you could be looking at me like, that's what on earth am I going to do with $1, right? But I was in Mexico and I gave this baby girl $1, and she hugged me so tight, like, I never been embraced like that. Like, she was so excited to get that $1, and after the fact, I learned that, like, children in Mexico, they often have to work to kind of pay for things and this, and the third. And so that dollar must have really meant a lot to her. And so I said that to kind of say that, like, it's your perception of the thing that determines whether or not it's good or bad, and not the thing itself. And so change your perception, you change your reality, okay? And with that being said, we're going to get into the next card, give thanks. Spirit is saying, take some time to give thanks. You're spending a lot of time worrying about, what you don't like and what's not going right and this, that, and the third. Spirit is saying, okay. I get what you don't like. What do you like? What is working for you? Like, let's focus on that. Let's expand on that, okay? Let's elaborate on the things that we do like, because you spend the time, oh, I don't like her, I don't like the way she did this, oh, I don't like him, I don't like the way he did this, oh, I don't like them, I don't like the way they did this, that, and the third. Okay, again, what do you like? What's going good? What do you enjoy? Like, let's pay attention to that, because Spirit does not know how to send you more things that you like if the things that you're paying attention to, the things that you're spending most of your time talking about, are the things that you do not like. It's giving, I don't feel like you don't like them if you always talking about them, and then alternatively, wouldn't you feel the same way if your friend came talking to you, talking about a person every single day? Oh, I don't like my coworker. I don't like my coworker. Girl, you're spending X amount of time talking about how you don't like your coworker. Are you sure that you don't like your coworker? Because you spend all of your time every day when we get off the phone talking about your coworker. So Spirit is saying, like, again, like, what do you like? Let's talk about what you do like. Focus on that, because how am I supposed to realize what you do and don't like if you're always talking about what you don't like? You're always expanding on that. And then getting into this next card, fight, but only for what's worth your while, or only for the worthwhile. And with that, Spirit is saying, like, I feel like this is back connected to this vulnerability and strength. Like, is it more worth your while to be not vulnerable, or is it more worth your while to be vulnerable? Because, back in the beginning, I said, when you're vulnerable, you allow people the opportunity to really treat you the way that you kind of desire to be treated. Whereas when you're not vulnerable, you're leaving space for people to kind of do anything and form their own ways of treating you and stuff like that. And so Spirit is saying, like, which one is more worth your while? Is it more worth your while that you don't tell people your business and that you're being secretive and this, that, and the third? Or is it more worth your while that you're being open, that you're letting people in? Because ultimately you want to be loved. Ultimately you want, a beautiful life and puppies and rainbows and stuff like that. But, like, how you gonna get to the puppies and rainbows if you scared to let people know what kind of puppy you like and what color your favorite shade is in the rainbow, So yeah, you're stronger than you think. Give yourself more credit. Give yourself more credit. The vulnerability is strength. So you're thinking that you're weak when you're being vulnerable, and no, you're stronger than you think. Give yourself more credit. The strongest are the most vulnerable, okay? And with that being said, we're going to stop right there. Thank you so much for listening, Leo. Enjoy the rest of your weekend and your Monday. Until next time, bye.